Good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. It is Friday, May 26th, so you know what time it is. It's Wax Gaming Weekly Recap time, where we try and go through all the best news from this past week and any upcoming events coming up here in the near future in about 15 minutes or less. It's a busy one, so we're going to probably go the full 15 minutes. And yes, I know we are a day early. It's Friday instead of Saturday. Here in the States, we have a holiday coming up, so I had to move this forward one day just to make sure I could celebrate the holiday. So we're going to go through all the best updates from this past week and try and get through that. There's a lot, like I said, there's a lot, so we're going to go ahead and dive right into it. Alcor Exchange is the sponsor for today's video. They just released their concentrated liquidity pool, which gives you a better flexibility and control over your staking in liquidity pools. Instead of going from 0 to infinity, you can make that a more specific range, which gives you supposed to be a much more efficient experience. All right, let's go ahead and dive into the details from this week. First of all, congratulations to all of those that won the Creator First award from Wax. It's neat to see that they had a lot more smaller projects actually winning this award this month, and some great ones that are out there. All of these, full credit to you guys. Congratulations. I hope you're able to utilize that to help your projects move forward. I think this is neat. I'm not going to go into the details, but I think it's neat. Really starting to focus more on the projects within the Wax community, giving back to the projects and really help trying to promote them. It's really nice to see. We'll just leave it at that. But congratulations to those that are winning. First as far as the news goes from this past week, Avalon, is my top game for May. They did a big launch in collaboration with Atomic Hub and Wax. It was really focused on the June alpha that's coming out here on June 1st. They sold a number of the passes. I think they didn't sell completely out, but they sold over 50, I believe, of those passes. But the neat thing was, as far as the Knights of the Round Table and the large farms, it completely sold out of the large farms. They also sold, I think it was well over 20 of the Knights of the Round Table, and I think it was close to 90 to 100 of the crosses. I forget the exact amount, but it was up there high. That was the most items that were sold. It's neat because we're getting ready for the June Alpha event. It's going to be fun. If you got the pass, I can't wait to see you in game. I'm going to be in there with you playing. I'm going to go ahead and have a chance to go ahead and earn an uncommon character that can be used in beta. And that's all you need for beta, is you just need one character. You can play all you want. Jumping into FGL, first of all, we're starting out with Cosmic Clash. They just kicked off their King of the Hill event. This King of the Hill event is a brand new format for their new season. Instead of just trying to go up the leaderboards, you're actually trying to knock people off the hill, which is actually space stations that you're trying to keep control of so you can earn resources. I did a whole video on this earlier this week, so it's a fun new format. It adds a lot of strategy to it and adds just more. You have more control over your, I guess, destiny in this one, because you actually have to put a strategy in there. You have to continue to be in there. You don't not just running 5 missions every day. You're actually trying to get it, again, a lot of strategy. We won't dive into it since I did a whole video on that. In addition, from FGL, Mecha World is doing a collaboration with Alien Worlds, and they have a DICE event that's going all the way until June 5th. This is also a fun thing. It's a leaderboard. I did another video on this, wanted to show you how to go ahead and play this. So you can go ahead and check that out, but you have a good chance of winning some really good prizes. I think there was about 50,000 TLM out there, plus it says here, plus 3,000 in Wax and NFTs, which is great. Love these events that they throw out there, and it goes till June 5th. It's not too late to go ahead and jump in there. You can play a number of games every single day, and you can shoot up the leaderboard and within the prize range. So go ahead and check that out. In addition, from the FGL world, we have Outlaw Troopers. They just kicked off week number 4, which is the last week of the season, and they gave us a little sneak peek of what's going to be happening next season. Mega Quits are going to be joining the party, I guess you could call it. Essentially, it's going to be a blend. It's going to be a mega version of this that has some additional features that are going to really help you out in the game. Basically, you go ahead and you blend 50 of the quits together, and you get this. There's obviously some other requirements in there, but they just announced this as far as what's coming up here in the near future. So if you're into Outlaw Troopers, sounds like this is going to be a very important item for next season. So keep an eye out for that. And again, we're just about to close out the season, so do your last push. Get your last push in there to try and get the best rewards that you can from the leaderboards. Jump into Nova Pangea. They did their PFP, their Founders Passport PFP drop a couple days ago. It went well. The price point was 125, so it was one of those things you weren't sure where it was going to go, but they did really well as far as people bought a lot of these PFPs out there. They have some great utility in game. They have some great utility out of game. So if you haven't had a chance to go ahead and check it out, I know that at the time, as of the time of this recording, they still have some left. So go ahead and check it out. If you're in Nova Pangea, they're neat little things. The art style is awesome. I like the art style a lot with this. Farming Tales did a big update also this past week. This is one that's been requested for quite some time now. People get into New Waxchester and they have no clue what they're doing and where they're going. They finally put a mini map in there. You just get it. You go to New Waxchester, you press M on your keyboard, and it's going to pull up that mini map that allows you to really shows you what's around and helps you kind of navigate around New Waxchester, because it is a massive size. A little town, massive sized little town. Yeah. It's a good sized town that it's easy to get lost in if you're not familiar with it. So the new map is great. On the list also for Inuk Studios, which is Mining Architect, they're doing a collaboration with Streaming Art. And basically there's going to be some raffles, some weekly raffles that are going to go on. And there's going to be exclusive items for Mining Architect in these raffles that you're not going to be able to get anywhere else. So if you're into that, go ahead and check it out. I'm really curious to see what these NFTs that are going to be exclusive are going to have. So I'm going to keep an eye on that one also. Next on the list, we got Taco. I also did a video on this. Taco Swap added something, and I keep saying it was sneaky because not a lot of people are utilizing it yet. In their liquidity pools, they're now allowing projects to go ahead and also drop NFTs as rewards. Randomly, it's all based on RNG. If you're staked in a pool that participates in this, there's a chance that you can go ahead and get an NFT from it. Like I said, there are not a lot of projects that are using this yet, and it's been out there for a little while. So I'm hoping more will start using it. It's a benefit. In addition to the daily distribution of tokens, you have a chance to get an NFT. I think it's a win-win for Taco Swap on this one and all the projects involved. Next on the list, this one I thought was interesting. I don't cover Alien Worlds a lot, and I'm actually covering it in two different sections this week. Alien Worlds is doing a collaboration with Minecraft. This is basically, you can go in Minecraft play and you can do quests and earn different things from Alien Worlds. It's pretty neat. I'm probably going to do a whole video on this because it's very interesting, and I think it's going to happen a whole lot more. So get ready for it. Web 2.0 collabing with Web 3.0 and giving rewards. I can see this being the next step as far as the evolution of trying to get Wax 2.0 gamers into Wax 3.0. Why not combine it in an existing game that's doing really well? So this is a neat and very interesting collaboration that I'm personally going to keep an eye on, and you should probably keep an eye on it also. Next on the list, we have the Adventures Guild. They did a workshop update within the game. So go ahead, if you're playing the Adventures Guild, go ahead and check out their Discord. They have all the details out there. Then we have Realm kicked off their Season 8 this past week. That is now live. If you're playing, it's still another one of the very long seasons that I'm not the hugest fan of, but I really like the game. So I'm really torn on this one. I love the game. I love the resource balancing, the strategy concept around it. It's just too long of a season. But that has kicked off. If you like the more relaxed, if you're not pushing for the top 25, it's still a great game to take a look at and jump into, just from the strategy perspective. I really enjoy it. Castles. Haven't talked about Castles in a while. They are doing a PFP drop also, kicking off today, and it's for M-Source only. I'm seeing a lot of PFP drops recently, and I'm 100% on board with PFP drops as long as they have in-game utility. I think that has to have in-game utility. So keep an eye on this. If you're playing Castles, I imagine that you're going to be jumping in and grabbing one of these. So again, it kicks off today, and it's for M-Source. I like it when they do events that are for in-game token to try and burn the in-game token. Then we got Forsaken. Forsaken, if you're into the lore of games and you really like Forsaken, they did drop some lore about one of the leaders for the lens. So go ahead and check that out. It's out on their Discord. Before I jump ahead, I'm hoping very shortly here to do a gameplay review on Forsaken. So in the comments down below, if you have any tips, tricks, or any strategy items that you want to go ahead and let me know before I jump into this, go ahead and put in the comments down below. Also, feel free to DM me because I'm really curious. This is one of those games I've been wanting to jump in for a while, so I'm excited to do the gameplay review here shortly for you all. Then we have ZOS. Haven't done an update on them also in a while. They are in the midst of really building out the Era 4, which is going to be huge according to the Discord post that they have out there. So keep an eye out. There's going to be more and more coming around for this. As you know, when they add these additional eras, they add a lot of items and strategy and features to the game. So I'm really curious to see what they're going to be doing here for number 4. Zombie Coin also put out an announcement. There are going to be some changes and some updates coming up here in June for Zombie Coin, so go ahead and keep an eye on that. Unlinked has, I wanted to make sure I highlighted this, and I went on a bit of a rant last week, so I apologize for those that listened to that. They are doing their exchange. They call it the Blast Furnace exchange. Old cards going to the new cards. It's been as clear as mud, but I wanted to make sure that I did bring it up because there is a hard date on this. There's a hard date that if you don't exchange your cards or burn your cards and go through the exact process that you're supposed to, you're going to lose out. If you have cards that are still for the old game, if you don't do it in time, even by the end of, I'm just quick skimming through here, May 30th at 7 p.m. UTC, if you don't have it in by then, you get crushed as far as the exchange rate goes. And if you don't have it in by June 30th, they're worthless. You can't exchange them and you can't use them. So if you have unlinked cards, make sure that you go to their Discord and go through the instructions as far as how to exchange it for the new cards. If you miss it, if you don't get them in by May 30th, the exchange rate is ridiculously bad. And if you don't get in by June 30th, you're out of luck. So I'm stressing on that, and this will be the last time I mention it, I promise you. All right, so then we go on to Rogue Planet. I did want to quick show you all this. This was a thing that they just released, it's more gameplay style stuff that they have for the game. So they're continuing to develop this. It's going to be a space style, PvP style shooter game where you can go ahead and run around. You got a sword, you got a shooter, gun. And then you can go ahead and do crafting that they're showing you here. So there's a lot of cool things that are coming for this. I want to skip ahead to show them actually shooting some of the aliens. It's still in the works. Please understand, this is still alpha. This isn't even released alpha. This is in development. But it's neat that they're giving us clips of the game as they're working on the game. So it's definitely something to keep an eye on if you like space style, shooter style, PvP style games. And then we got Dahoot Valley. I mentioned this last week. They do have new ownership. They released a post this past week that really lets you know that their team is complete. It's all put together, and they are starting to work on version 2.0. This one is another one that's pure speculation, but it's something that it's a concept that I really enjoy. It's a SimCity style concept that they did very wrong the first time. It was a mistake. Our game was terrible the first time. But new ownership, in talking with the new ownership, they are moving towards the SimCity style. I don't know how it'll all work out, but something to keep an eye on. Pure speculation. There's a lot of risk to it. Just keep an eye on it. At least I'm keeping an eye on it, and I'll let you know. And then last but not least, we got Funko. Funko did another Batman or DC era drop. It's their third series. It's the first time they've done a third series. There's some cool things that were involved in this as far as the physical go. Harvey Dent, Bane, my two favorite out of this collection. The Freddy was horrid though. I have nothing against Gordon, but he should not have been Freddy. I'm still waiting for them to do the Joker in the NFT format. The Joker, Freddy Funko as the Joker. Oh, there we go. I know they did an original one, but I would like to see a new one that's more obtainable to people. So that is it. That is my long-winded weekly recap where there was a lot going on this week. So a couple of things I went through super fast just because of very limited time. Please let me know if I missed anything or if there's any games that you want me to go ahead and do a gameplay review on. Please let me know down in the comments below. If you're playing Forsaken, go ahead and leave me some tips and tricks down in the comments below that are going to help me really go ahead and test it out. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. For those of you in the States, have a great holiday, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye.